Hey writers, let me know if you know this feeling. You've been waiting all day to get to work on your creative projects. You finished work, you've dealt with your family, and now it's time to work on your project. So you sit down at the computer, at the keyboard, at the piano, at the canvas, and nothing. Nothing. Your brain actually hurts from the effort of trying to focus in on the word that you want to write or the piece that you want to create. And you know what? There's a reason for that. So if this situation sounds all too familiar, stay tuned because today we're going to talk about a scientifically backed method that can help you increase focus and concentration when writing or creating. So this situation when you're sitting down to work on a project and you just can't get into it the second you sit down, that's okay. Our brains don't work that way. We can't be expected to just drop right into concentration mode, especially if we've been doing something else all day, if you work a 9-to-5 job and you're jumping into a creative project right after that. Trying to shift your brain and shift your focus immediately is just not going to work. And if you try to do that, you might end up using all your time that you have set aside to work on your creative project just trying to get into a focused state. And that's no good, especially if you are a busy person trying to work your creative projects into an already hectic schedule. Just like your body needs to warm up before you work out, your brain needs to warm up before you're expected to concentrate or focus. And luckily, there's a way you can do this, and the more you do it, the better you will get at dropping into that concentration mode. So I'm going to share a technique that will help you drop into concentration mode. And if you want all the science behind why this works and how it works, you can check out the Huberman Lab podcast. He is an amazing neurobiologist, and he talks about these techniques and why they work. Today, I'm just going to teach you that you can try them and how you can apply them to creativity and writing. He talks about all the science and why they work and how our brains work. So if you want all that, I will put the link to his podcast below and you can check that out. So if you're planning a writing or creativity session and you have that time set aside, here's what you can do to make sure that you can get the most out of that time. We're gonna do a concentration warm-up, a little warm-up for your brain to tell it is time to focus. So we're going to find an object like this pen, and we are going to anchor our vision to one location, to the object that you choose. So you're going to look directly at that object, and you're going to focus your attention there without looking at anything else around the room. Don't have to worry about what's going on in your head. All you have to do is focus your attention on that object. And you're going to start by doing that for maybe about 30 seconds. And you will be surprised, like any warm-up, like any exercise, at how hard it is at first. But by focusing our attention on this one object, it increases the neural activity within the circuits that create focus and concentration. Essentially, you are telling your brain it is time to focus. So do this for about 30 seconds, and actually you can start to work your way up in time. So maybe start with 30 seconds, maybe go to 45 seconds, a minute, and eventually maybe you can even get to about 3 minutes of this concentration warm-up. Then move to the work that you want to do. By focusing our attention on one object and practicing this warm-up, we are telling our brain to release adrenaline, epinephrine, acetylcholine, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, and dopamine, all chemicals of the brain that we need for focus and concentration. So then we're gonna jump into a focused session, and that session could be about 45 to 90 minutes. An ideal concentrated state can last for about 90 minutes before our brains will start to get really tired and really need to move focus. But you can start with 45 minutes and work your way up to 90, and then work that warm up into the time you have set aside. So don't sit down thinking that you're just gonna jump into your work and then struggling for 10 to 20 minutes to even get focused. Start with this quick warm up, work that into your time, and then you're only losing about 3 minutes to telling your brain it's time to focus and concentrate, and then your work will be even more productive after. And during that 45 to 90 minutes, what's gonna happen? We might lose focus or concentration. We might get distracted. It happens, and it's totally normal. Life is going on around us. Even if you've done your best to block out distractions, your phone might buzz, you might hear a knock on the door, you might hear something outside. You're gonna get distracted. If you need help dropping back into that focused state during your creativity session, try this warm up again. Take a second, look away from your computer screen or whatever you're working on, find that object, focus on it for another 30 seconds to a minute. That will help bring your focus back to the task at hand, tell your brain that we're still focusing and we're still concentrating. Then get back to your work and finish your session. Instead of looking at your phone or taking a break by going down a rabbit hole on YouTube that might risk you never coming back to your work, try that little focus and concentration exercise. And after your session is complete, take time to let your brain relax. So after 45 to 90 minutes, don't continue to try to push yourself. Take a break and do that by focusing on a menial task or something that does not require a lot of brain power, because your brain might be feeling a little bit tired at this point, or a lot tired. So take a break, do the dishes, whatever you decide to do, don't bring your vision into a focused location. Let it wander, let your mind wander. Don't do anything that you really have to focus on, and that includes scrolling on your phone. That's bringing your vision into a tight location that you're needing to focus on. And like I said, if you would like to check out the science behind why this works and why this is important for your brain and your brain chemistry, you can check out the Huberman Lab podcast. Really great podcast, but he does get very, very technical. That said, he has done the research, he has done the study, and I am just communicating the methods and information to you. So the next time you're ready to sit down and create, don't expect yourself to just drop into a focused state right away. Give yourself a little warm up beforehand and see how much that helps you during your creativity session. And if you try this warm up and it works, let us know in the comments. But keep in mind, you might have to try it a few times to really start to feel the effects. And if you want to try it right now, grab a writing sprint from the end of this video, and before you press play, try your focus and concentration warm up, then press play and get some writing done in a 25-minute focused writing sprint. Thanks so much for listening, warriors. Now go fight for your creativity.